Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be creating this beautiful look, very simple and easy crochet with an invisible part. So if you want to see how I do it, let's watch. So I just finished washing my hair. These are the things you're going to need. I'm going to leave all this stuff in the description box below. So we're going to need all of our hair potions and creams, combs, and this is the closure that I got. It is a human hair lace closure, and I will also leave that in the description box below. It is a deep wavy closure, and this is the hair that I use to crochet. This is an ocean wave, and it's not pre-looped. It's for braiding or crocheting. And this is what I use. I will leave all the details in the description box. As you can see, we're going to use a sewing needle and thread as well, because we will be sewing in our closure. So now I'm just going to moisturize my hair, get it all nice and juicy with this delicious moisturizing hair growth spray. I will also leave that in the description box below, along with everything else I used. And now I'm going to be using this delicious Mermaid Moisture Mango Coconut Butter Cream. I love this cream. It is so light and fluffy and delicious, and it really gets the hair super moisturized without any oiliness or anything like that. So the first thing we're going to do is to section our hair. And guys, this makes the process so much easier. Sectioning hair is so important when you're doing any style. So I'm going to section it from ear to ear going across. And I'm going to take my entire back section and clip it away. Then I'm going to make a middle part, and I'm going to section that off, 2 on each side. So I'll have 3 large sections, 2 in the front and 1 in the back. So now I'm going to start the braiding process. And to do this install, we're going to have 8 braids in the front connected to 4 braids in the back. So as you can see, I'm starting to do my first cornrow, going straight back, and then I'm going to start my second cornrow the same fashion. I'm going to part the rest of my hair out of the way, and then I'm going to just start to cornrow it straight back. So now we have our first 2 cornrows of the 8 that we're going to have in the front. So it'll be 4 on each side. And so now we're going to take our section down in the back, and we are going to make a part connecting from the last cornrow that I did in the front. And now I'm going to take my 2 cornrows in the front and connect them into one large cornrow going to the back. So basically it's just going to look like 2 cornrows connected to 1 cornrow. And the reason why we do it this way is because we don't want the crochet to look very bulky in the back. And crochet hair, if you install it too much in the back, it can be very bulky in the back and very thin in the front, and that's not what we want. So I decided to go ahead and use some edge control, just to control a little bit of my ends and get my hair a little bit more moisturized and juicy, and to help lay my braids down. And I will leave this in the description box below. I really like this this edge control. I'm not big on edge control because it can be a little bit greasy, but this one is really good. I like it, and it has a really good smell, and it's got really good stuff in it. and it helps to lock in all of the oils and creams and moisturizers that we put in earlier. So I really love that part. So now we're on our third braid. And again, we're doing it this way with the 8 cornrows in the front and the 4 in the back because we want more of the hair, more of the crochet to be on top than on the bottom, and that keeps it from having a very heavy bulky look in the back, and it just flows better. You guys will know what I'm saying when it's done. It just really just makes it come all together much better than when you just do the same amount of cornrows on top as it is in the back. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did with the first 2 braids. I'm going to take my comb and connect the last parting of my last braid that I did, and I'm going to make a part to where the back of my hair is, and then I'm going to take those 2 cornrows and add it into 1 cornrow going straight back. And so now altogether total we're going to have 4 cornrows in the front and 2 in the back. And don't worry about if you're like not the neatest braider or cornrower or the fastest or whatever, because this is all just an install. People won't be seeing these braids. This will all be underneath. This is just to anchor everything down and to protect your hair underneath. So you don't have to worry so much about how neat it is. I mean, it's okay to make it neat, but the most thing you want to worry about is making it nice and tight and making sure that the cornrows are aligned so that you can have everything nice and even once it's installed. So now I'm starting on my 5th braid in the front. And now this is the issue I have a lot of times, and I don't know if you have this issue. I have a lot of baby hairs in the front and the back of my hair. So I know that it's probably not going to stay tight, and I found a method to get this all tight in the front. If I have some loose baby hairs coming out, what I do is I take out all the loose baby hairs that may have not gotten caught all the way from the previous braids, and I'm going to take my 6th braid, and instead of braiding it back, I'm going to cornrow it to the front. And as you can see, this one is going to be the opposite, cornrowing it to the front. And then once I get it to the front, I'm going to bring that all the way over to the side so I can catch those baby hairs that didn't get caught in the previous cornrows going back. Because like I said, I have a lot of baby hair for some weird reason in the front. And so I'm just going to cornrow all that over so I can catch more of that baby hair, and that it'll just leave me just a little bit, just enough to make some edges in the front. And when we're done, we will tuck that little braid in. As you can see, I'm coming over straight across, catching all those long extra baby hairs that some people call them flyaways. And as you can see, it gave me a little bit of baby hair in the front. And now I'm just going to connect that 1 braid to the back now. Since I have 1 going to the front, my 6th and 7th braid, I'll just have 1 going to the back, and then I'm going to finish the rest. So we're all braided now. As you can see, 4 braids going to the back and 8 in the front. So now this is my beautiful, beautiful closure. I wanted a closure with a lot of, a long part. And then what I wanted to do is, I have that long part, and what you want to do is gather all that hair up and clip it away in a banana clip. And now I'm trying to find out, where do I want to put my part? In the middle, on the side. So now I'm trying to get it just where I want it. And I want it on the side because I want a deep part. So now once I get it exactly where I want, I'm going to clip it back with one of those clips and attach it to one of those braids to anchor it down really good. Yep, just like that. And it may not seem like it's going to hold it, but it holds it really well. And so now I'm just going to make sure everything's where I want it. And now we're going to start sewing down that closure. And it's very important to do this part first, because if you put your crochet in before you do your closure, the measurements might be a little bit off. I'm sure you can do it that way, but for me, this way was easier and it was more accurate for where I wanted to put my part. So as you can see, I'm just doing regular stitches, and I'm just making sure I'm not going through the whole lace. I'm just going through the edges. And as I work my way around, I'm adjusting my clip as I work my way around. And we're just going to keep stitching. I say my stitches are about probably a ½ inch to an inch apart. And when you get on the other side, once you have your one side stitched down, once you get to the back, you want to start kind of stretching your lace a little bit so everything can be nice and taut. And so when you're done, your lace will lay flat as possible to your head. So as you can see, now that I'm coming back around to the other side, I have my one side already stitched down. Now I'm going to start pulling a little bit more. I'm going to start stretching that lace over to the nearest braid, to the nearest cornrow, so it can be nice and flat and give us a really good flat look and lay down really pretty, like a very natural part. And you don't want to stretch it too much, but you want to give it a nice little stretch so it could be nice and taut. So now that we have that done, we are going to start with our crochet. So this is our beautiful ocean wave hair. This is synthetic hair. It's not human hair like the closure, and I just decided to use it because it was inexpensive and I think it might hold a little bit better because I've never used human hair before for crochet. And so I just start usually in the back, and I space my crochet locks out about, I want to say, a finger apart, because like I said before, the back can tend to get bulky and you don't want a lot of bulk and weight in the back because it looks a little awkward. So I'm starting in the back and giving each crochet about a finger or a little bit more of space. And as you can see, I'm using a regular crochet hook. This came with the hair. I'm pushing it through my braid. I'm looping the hair around the hook. I'm pulling it through, and I'm just doing a simple knot right around my cornrow. Nothing fancy. I know a lot of people like to do the double knot method, but for me, ooh, it's gonna be long. Lord have mercy. Yeah, it is really long. It's a nice length. It was much longer than what I thought it was gonna be, which is good because I always can cut it. But yeah, I usually use the one knot method of crocheting, putting in the crochet knots, just because I usually don't have an issue with it coming out. Most of the hair that I use, once I use one knot, it's in there. Some people like to use two, but this is what I use. And so as we go, we're going to keep working our way up using that same method and pushing the needle through and pulling that hair through, and then pulling those two hair strands through the loop, and I'm knotting it. So altogether, guys, I believe I used about 5 packs of hair. Usually I get 6 to be safe. And now I'm spraying the hair down with a little bit of water just so I can keep it from tangling. Crochet hair, and really not crochet hair, but like As you know, synthetic hair braiding hair can tend to get tangled, and this just helps it stay nice and silky. Now, see, this is my crochet needle. As you can see, it has a little loop latch that you can open and close. So when you put it through your braid, it's going to be closed. Then you want to open it, hook your hair onto the hook, close it, pull it through, and you'll have a loop. Then you want to pull the 2 strands that you have through the loop. And after you pull it all through the loop, you have a knot, and you pull the knot down. You get those strands through, and you pull down to the braid. And it's that simple. Let me show you again. Push that through, make sure that it's closed. Pull that knot, pull it down nice and tight. And I'm telling you guys, when you do this one knot, this hair is not going nowhere. Like, somebody can pull on your hair, it is not moving. So you see that right there, the hook? I'm gonna hook it on, close it, and pull it through. Yep, you put the hair on, that hook, you close it, and you pull it right through. So that's what I'm doing when I'm putting it through each cornrow. And if you never had crochet done before, if you've never done crochet, you probably think it would hurt, like going through. But as long as the hook is closed when you push it through your cornrow, it's not gonna hurt, it's not gonna snag. That's why you have to be sure that once you put your hair through the hook, once you hook your hair to the hook, you have to make sure that hook is closed. Because number one, you don't want it to snag, and number two, you don't want your hair to come off the hook. So it's very important that once you push it through, that it remains closed. You open it, you hook your hair on the latch, you close the latch, and then you pull it through. So you have to make sure when pushing in and pulling through that your latch stays closed, and that will prevent snagging of your hair, and it will also keep the hair from getting tangled or getting loose while you're trying to loop it through. So we're going to keep working upwards, as you can see. And sometimes the hair gets a little tangled, again, when you're using synthetic hair. As you guys probably know, if you ever used synthetic hair before for braiding or crochet, or even for wig making, crochet hair can kind of be a challenge, depending on the brand you get. Now, this one, I have to say, when I first got it in the pack, it was very, very silky. So this hair was not difficult to work with. As you can see, as I'm crocheting, the hair is not really tangling. I'm pulling it right through the loop. It's not making any knots. I got a couple of tangles and a couple of knots here and there, but it easily came right out. So this hair was pretty good. It was pretty awesome to be synthetic hair. Now, the only other thing with synthetic hair is that a lot of synthetic hair may look really pretty, really natural when you first get it, but it definitely doesn't last as long as human hair. Now, I've never used human hair to crochet before, but if you guys want me to try it, it's something I've been thinking about. So just leave in the comments below if you think I should try it, because it's something I've been actually thinking about doing. And the only reason why I haven't tried it yet is because I know that human hair can be so soft. I didn't want it to not last, like, because slipping out from the knots. In that case, I might have to do a double knot method. I don't know because I've never done it before. As you can see, this is coming out quite gorgeous. It's really long and it has the most beautiful, like they call it an ocean wave. Some people, well, it was called ocean wave, but some people call it beach waves. But these waves are unbelievable. They're so pretty. I love it. I love the way that it's coming out. I love the way that it feels. It's pretty soft, like I said, especially for it to be synthetic hair, and it's pretty easy to work with. So I will make sure I leave the link in the description box below and the name of the hair brand. I got this hair from Amazon, and it wasn't very expensive at all. I think it was worth what I got. So now, as you can see, I have completed the crochet, and I'm pulling down my part and I'm blending it all in, and I am just loving this method. Now I'm going to work on my part a little bit. I'm going to try to get it nice and flat and straight. Now you can do crochet, of course, without using this lace closure, but I just feel like it gives it such a beautiful finished look. So now I'm just giving myself a little bit of baby here. I'm just going to use the scissors. I'm not doing anything major right now. I might get a little bit more detail, probably after I wore it for a day or two and after I get more time to do it. But right now I'm just trying to do just a quick little customization, something very simple. I don't even have the time right now to pluck my part, but to be honest with you, this lace closure did say that it was a pre-plucked closure, and I have to say it doesn't look bad. I probably will go and pluck it a little bit more, but you definitely can get away with wearing it without doing any plucking or anything if you don't want to, if you don't have the time. I'm just going in and giving myself just a little bit of baby hair, and now I'm going to pull that lace and cut that lace off. And baby, as you can see, now I'm ready to put on my got to be glue, and I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this stuff. This is the one I like to use with my lace. I just feel like it's seamless and it holds really well. I just love the hold. It just works well for me. I love it. And I think I got this got to be glue also on Amazon, but I'm sure you can find that in any of your local beauty supply hair stores. So now I'm using a metal rat tooth comb so I can get that part as clean as I can, and I'm using a little bit of that got to be glue that I use to lay everything down and just smoothing everything out. Giving myself a little bit of baby hair, just to come around and give it that nice natural look. And now I'm going to take some moisturizing spray and just spray everything through. And you can use a little leave-in conditioner or oil sheen or even just water, and just finger everything through, all the tangles and loose hairs. Make everything nice and neat and pretty. And guys, I love this hair. I love this look. It's easy to install. It's pretty. It's sexy. It's so nice for summer. It's just so cute, guys. I love it. The hair just, oh my God. It looks so cute. So if you like to see more of these kinds of videos, guys, just leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.